Shaun is you're pretty good at doing that. What I've seen is like your ability to kind of like go into any situation, and especially like talk to people that you've never met or that you don't really have anything in common with, and just figure out a way to make that interaction not awkward. Like when I first got to when Chelsea and I first got to Jacksonville, the day we moved in, we walked into the Perfect Rack Jam when you were part of the house band, and we were just sitting down, and you just walk up and you're like, "Hey man, you want to jam?" And I was like, well, first off, I can't believe that the house guy is talking to me right now. That would never, like, that never happens, right? And so I was like, okay, yeah, that'd be awesome. And then, just the level of you're very disarming as a person to like kind of hang around. And I've hung out with you. We've camped together at festivals, and we've hung out and done the whole thing. And I see you like that pretty much with anybody. So, like, what is your experience with? I'm sure you have your people you don't get along with, and you've kind of burnt. I'm sure you've burnt bridges over the years, but like as we all have. But like, what's your experience of like, build how far like what's the importance of building relationships in this industry, and what does that mean just for somebody who's trying to build their career?
Well, I mean, like in this career, like networking is everything, man. Because you could be the baddest, like the baddest guitar player, the baddest drummer, but there's so many bad motherfuckers out there right now. Like just being bad as shit on your instrument isn't enough. Like you have to be able to, like, I mean, it's like you got to be a car salesman. You got to sell yourself.
Right.
And I mean, it's just it's never lost on me that like I have a pretty like I have a pretty good easygoing life. Like I don't have a very stressful life at all, so it makes it easier for me to interact with people in a very just personal way. Like just talk to them how I'd want to be talking to. I mean, especially like with like the like with jams and stuff, like the way we do like more so like the Perfect Drag Jam and like the Monday Night Jam. I coming up when I was younger, going to like some funk jams where it was kind of like elitist, and it's like if you didn't get asked, it wasn't even like a thing for you to want to get up there and play.
Exactly.
And just being like around that and kind of seeing like when Jeremy and I were doing that jam at Perfect Drag, we just didn't want to have that. We wanted to avoid that kind of that vibe. We want to be welcome because, like, I mean, as you saw there, the more welcoming the vibe is, usually the better the jams are anyways.
Totally.
I mean, every now and then you welcome everybody, you get some people there that don't know how to listen or the most basic of, like, jam etiquette.
Right.
But,
Billy would be one of those people that comes up and just...
I would be one of those people and have been.
Yeah, you have been. I've seen it.
Keep going.
No, but you did good at that, the funk jam after y'all played it.
Interrupt him, man. That was a little rude.
But, it's hard for, like, I mean, I noticed, like, maybe not for you, like on yours with your relationship because y'all both are in the industry, but like some of my past relationships have been strained from where it seems like you're going out and party, like you're going out and after a gig or like at a show or hanging out late night at a festival, like just that one conversation might be a game changer of like for anything. You
sure.
Meet that one person, have that one conversation. You never know, but like if you go out, there's a good chance you won't have those conversations, but there's 100% chance you're not going to have that conversation sitting at home in your house.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's just being out there and putting yourself out there is like the first step, and then like at the same time, it's like if you get that opportunity to have a conversation, then like the person walks away from me like, then that guy was kind of a dick, like
right.
Yeah, now you did more detrimental damage than you did like help yourself. So.
Right.
I don't know, it's just I've been, like I said, being on the metal side of it and being on the jam side, and it's funny how many similarities there are, just like masked behind like black eyeliner makeup and like metal shirts, and then like hippies and like fucking there's fake people on both sides, but
sure, yeah.
It's just there's tons of like people out there that aren't genuine, that are you can tell as soon as you meet them, you can tell there's like a level of fakeness. So I hate, like, that's the worst side of it for me, is like having to deal with people like that. So I just when I meet people, it's just kind of like, it's not really putting on a show, it's just kind of who I am, but it's just like I don't have a reason. I'm not trying to. So one of the things we do a lot with the jams, like people trying to like better themselves by putting people down, and just always creating a competition between it. Like I don't compete with people. Somebody, like a good musician in town, quite a few years back, told me, he's like, the best thing he ever did for his playing was stop comparing himself to other people.
Right.
So stop, like, as soon as you stop like putting yourself against people and like just comparing and like having reasons to like put people down or have like an angle to work for some reason, like to get rid of that, it's just kind of frees everything up, makes it a whole lot easier to interact with people.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I think we've kind of all been in that scenario where we've been that guy trying to, or just that person in general, where we try to put other people down to make ourselves feel better. And I think that's just that is a very toxic way of thinking, because at the end of the day, like, we're all trying to get to a certain point. We're all trying to be better. Yeah, well, it's the same. Exactly, it's the same team. We're trying to all be better, and because somebody else is trying, it might not be just where you're at yet. Doesn't mean that you need to like judge them for being where, like, they're just trying. Like, and like I know I've been that guy where where like I was definitely the worst person in the room, where I've been judged by people and hated that feeling. But I've also been that guy where I'm like, that person sucks and has no business being here. Like, why are they here? And I have to like remind myself, like, this is the process of how you get better. You know,
I mean, I always say, I mean, like, I've seen it a couple times, being the worst in the room is usually the best place to be.
yeah.
'Cause if you're in the room, you at least can hold your own because that's why you're there, but, like, you stand to learn the most from being the worst in the room.
Billy, what's it like?
Speaking of worst in the room.
Yeah, what's it like always just being the worst keyboard player in the room?
It's refreshing because of how ignorant I am.
Expectations are low. It's nice.
It's just like a waterfall of knowledge and just what would you call it? Experience constantly. Just being around you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because it's just like, oh my god, I'm just learning so much all the time when I'm
Yeah.
next to you.
Well, what did we talk about last week when you
Or
were?
at least I'm making him laugh. You know what I'm saying?